Through prior knowledge of the flat Earth, do you believe it's globe or actually flat? Recently, the flat Earth conspiracy has become more mainstream and widely known, but most of the time with a negative context or connotation. It's really more far-fetched because there's so many different points of views, and that makes it more mysterious too. The flat Earth conspiracy is mysterious because people think that the Earth is accelerating upwards with no gravity, and has Antarctica is the border, and compressed water is holding it together. So a little bit of background of the flat Earth conspiracy is that Samuel Rowbotham, around 1864, was an English writer who wrote about the flat Earth and wanted to persuade others about this and try and prove that it is flat. So one of his studies was that he put lanterns 14 miles out and had to see if you could see them from 14 miles away to prove that the Earth is flat. And the men that were challenging him did not see them. But his idea and conclusion was that they were wrong and they misjudged the study. They also believe that water is holding everything together as their base in the flat relating to the Flat Earth Society. So the Flat Earth Society is a group of people in an organization who dedicate their time to proving that the Earth is flat. They believe that landmarks aren't there, like mountains, rocks, tall buildings, and they're just a chemical illusion of your mind. The Flat Earth Society also believes that the Earth is accelerating upwards at 9.8 meters per second squared, and that gravity is basically useless and non-existent. They also think that the force only goes through smaller objects and items, not big masses like buildings and rocks. They also think when you jump upwards that you stay up until the Earth actually comes and meets your height. Objects do not accelerate downward. Instead, the disk of Earth accelerates upward at 3.3 feet per second squared, driven by a mysterious force called dark energy, said Wolchover in her study. They also think that the special theory of relativity is basically Earth can accelerate forever without passing the speed of light, and there's an absolute speed in the acceleration, and that is 1 gram. But along with that, gravity also varies with altitude. There's no balanced forces, and terminal velocity is the acceleration of a person, and the acceleration of Earth, which is always accelerating. They also believe in the ice wall, which is basically Antarctica surrounding the outside. Some think it's an actual continent, and others think it's just an ice wall surrounding them and keeping the water intact for their base. Sir James Cook Ross was a naval officer who ran into this ice wall or continent with his expeditions, and he once said it would be impossible to conceive a more solid-looking mass of ice, not the smallest appearance of any rent or fissure could we discover. This basically means that it's so thick and they do not know where it ends or where it starts, and it also is mysterious because it's very unknown and people don't know what to think. To counter that, people also think that this is not true and a little unstable information because it was so long ago, and having an ice wall surrounding us is a little far-fetched to some who believe in the globe. Also, they believe in that water is holding us up instead of molten lava or a hot core. They think it's so compressed that it's able to hold itself up and support everything above it. They don't really know how much water is down there or the depth of the water, so that is also mysterious because people don't know what to believe in. They think that the ice wall, or Antarctica, the continent, is holding everything in a box in rectangular form. And those ice walls also protect us from what could ever be out there, which no one really knows. They think that the water is the core, but is free moving and swishes around, but is still holding everything up. NASA has also given us a very compelling other side to the story, countering the Flat Earth Society. NASA has provided us a lot of education on the globe Earth and teaches us about it in school throughout your whole career. They also provide us pictures from satellites all the time, and the moon landing. The Flat Earth Society also believes that the moon landing is staged and fake. Burnett said so-called mountaineers are being sent to the moon in order to fake climbing Everest. This is why NASA had to fake the moon landing with astronauts, because it was already full of mountaineers. They couldn't risk exposing that conspiracy. So the Flat Earth Society thinks that the NASA has staged it, and the government is in on this, and basically told everyone and lied to everyone that that was the first time they were going to the moon. Also, explorers like Christopher Columbus would have sailed right off the Earth if it was flat, or he would have hit the ice wall and reported or documented this to somebody. Also, there are many different trading routes, which leads me to believe that somebody would have fallen off the Earth or hit something. So the Flat Earth Society is known for their ideas of a rectangular or disc-shaped Earth. This conspiracy continues to spark arguments on whether it's true or not. So the Flat Earth conspiracy is mysterious because there are many points regarding to it that it is flat, like no gravity. The Earth is accelerating upwards at 9.8 meters per squared. There's a colossal ice wall, or Antarctica is bordering our Earth, and compressed water is our base, not lava. One lasting question I have is, what if the government is really lying to us and withholding information on whether the Earth is a globe or flat?